Good morning, 450. This is Professor Johnson, and I'm going to begin using video as a more human way to communicate with you. It feels like it's better than email, and so this is a bit of my own experiment. But as a professor, I want to definitely explore ways to better communicate with you. So this is my first attempt, and I wanted to follow up on a few things from class yesterday. First, I still need the field notes from 3 teams. So if you teams, you know who you are probably, could get me those field notes from your first interviews, that would be great. I want to keep a running file of those. And I also want to compliment everybody on great work yesterday in unpacking your interviews. I want to keep reminding you guys that this is a very difficult process, and we're only at the beginning of it, not the end, not the middle. We're just at the beginning. We're actually still learning how to interview. And you can see on the screen a document called Interview for Empathy. I'm going to be sending this over to you for your own reference as you start setting up your next interviews. I think it'll be super helpful. But the most important thing is to really plan for your interviews and, and take them seriously. It's very important. So I'll send that over to you, but so far I love what I see, and we definitely have some interesting projects evolving. And I'm also going to remind you, especially for Paul, Nick, and Jake, who are working in the brewing industry, design thinking isn't going to work for every problem. And it may be that some teams have too specific a problem they're after to really fit well with design thinking. And that's probably the only team I'm keeping an eye on right now to see if we're running into that. Most of you are in a pretty good problem space. And I don't draw that team out to embarrass or humiliate them. That's not the point. The point is we all need to learn this process, and we also need to learn where it's appropriate and where it's not appropriate. And so we'll talk more about that and keep an eye on it. And yesterday we started moving 1 or 2 teams towards a point of view statement. And I'm going to also send this document over to you for your reference. But the point of view statement is really designed, as a document says, to frame, more narrowly frame the problem statement. Now, I think in both cases where I saw teams try to write an initial point of view yesterday, and I actually hung around and looked at one for a while, I don't think we're there yet. And I think we need to unpack more interviews and keep working on the point of views to a point where we're really capturing an important piece of tension with our problem space. And so I'll be sending that over, and we'll keep moving forward on those and working on it, but I want you to have these reference points. With that being said, good luck this week with your assessment of learning. I really appreciate y'all taking that exam, or whatever we want to call it, and you're doing this for St. Thomas because you care, because St. Thomas has asked you to do it because it's important to them. So thanks, have a good week, and feel free to email or call me with any questions. Otherwise, we will see you next Tuesday.